And I'm live one more time. I'm gonna skip the lengthy intro and just get to the juice. I just made an amazing video that exploded in the middle of it. Made this huge video walking everyone through what they had witnessed of my dark night of the soul and how these were all stages of it, and this is what it is. And I get to the last card, and I'm explaining, after I go through this, then I'll be back to my happy, snappy, being a nice person. And out of nowhere, my daughter butts in, and she's like, "You're not a nice person. You called me a fat bitch. Is that what nice people do?" I said, "What?" She wanted to bring up the fight from yesterday, and she started a whole new fight, all in my live video. And it was so beyond triggering. She let it all out on my video, bro. And I don't know what to do about it. Do I hide the truth? Do I hide from you what's going on in my life? When it obviously was meant to come out. Not just for, not for you. Definitely not for you guys. But it was meant to be seen and evaluated and understood. We went to war on the camera, and she won, like she always does. And you could see that, I'm crying out saying, "Did you see? I'm still in domestic violence. I'm still playing victim to somebody, and she's using her dad's behaviors on me, and this is what I live with. And I can't get healthy because I'm still in this sick situation, and I don't know how to handle her." When I turn to people, they tell me to, either beat her ass or lock her up. And she's literally standing over me, threatening to put her hands on me. I'm supposed to be the parent, as I tell you in these videos when this happens. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to be the parent. I know I'm not supposed to be the parent that she's accusing me of. And that's what came out there. She's living in this version of whatever parent she had before I woke up. And she's holding me to it. And she's telling me that I'm not this person. And I'm telling her, I'm not the person you said I was. That you're trying to make me be. And she's trying to show everyone that I'm a bad person, but all she's doing is showing that she's being, her very bad behaviors. And it's really triggering. And it ends up, I have to get up and I have to grab the phone, just like I say, and I have to grab my family and leave the room again. And I'm standing outside with my son, and I'm like, what am I going to do now? We can't just keep living like this. I can fix myself, but I can't fix her, because she won't listen. She won't see past her pain, and it's a great example. And again, that was my oldest children. They wouldn't forgive me for whatever parent they had, however cold I was, whatever I was. They want me to still wear it. They want me to feel their pains. Okay, I feel it, but you're not going to make me out to be mommy dearest. And that's what she wants to do. She wants the world to see me as she sees me. But she won't see me for what I am. She only sees her pain. So in the middle of this, she's screaming, "That's why I just sit in my room all by myself." I said, "What room? We've been together for 3 years. We've been in our car for 2. There's no room. You're making this up. You're living in the past." So it all comes out, but it's ugly as fuck. And I don't know what to do. Because in essence, I want to protect her. I want to protect her from, from people's persecution of them knowing this is what she does behind closed doors. But at the same time, how am I protecting her by letting her get away with it? How am I protecting myself? How am I stopping this cycle of sickness that's in our house? And that's what I'm saying is like, I'm in the middle of it. I'm showing everyone how I'm working on all my sicknesses, but there's just so much around me it's just that. And so the story is what happened yesterday. I asked her to walk the fucking dog, and she gets up and she starts crying and acting. She's like, "My knee hurts, I hurt my knee." I was like, "What are you talking about? What, are you a fat bitch or something? You haven't done anything. Walk the dog." So I'm being insensitive to her faking, is what I see it as. Faking. Right? And so she wants to make this huge fight, and I'm telling her that my stomach hurts from my period, and she threatens to kick me in my stomach. And that's where I'm like, you know, I pack up and I move, I take the kid and we get out. I'm like, fine, I'll walk the fucking dog. You fucking psychopath. And that's it. And it's like, this isn't helping. And if I show you that video, it's like I'm completely losing to a 14-year-old. How do I win? I overpower her. If you're listening, you can see that's only going to make things worse. There's no winning with her. I accept it and nothing. She just wants to keep pounding it and keep pounding it and keep pounding it. And you can hear all of these gaslighting things coming out of her. You can hear how she's, you know what I mean, just really completely unaware of what she's doing and painting me out to be this horrible person. She's playing victim mode. You know what I mean? She's going all out. Why? Because I told the world that I'm a good person, and she doesn't want people to see me as a good person. And so I'm asking her, well, what makes me a bad person? She says, you sit online all day talking shit about people. I was like, that's what YouTubers do. That makes me a bad mother? Yeah, it is. It does. You have nothing nice to say. You're a bad person. Meaning she doesn't have a leg to stand on, bro. She just wants you to think I'm a bad person. It's like, okay, I get it. Everybody thinks I'm a bad person. And all the things that you think about me, I'm working on. But this, you're going to persecute me for this? No, the fuck you're not. And that's where it was. And it just keeps getting deeper and deeper and shit. And it just ended up with me just shutting down the video. I don't know if I'm going to upload it, which really sucks because the first half of that video was a perfect explanation of the dark night of the soul. And then I'm just at the end of it telling you how this works and how, you know, I do this all the time. And then you see what you don't see. But I tell you all the time I'm dealing with this with her. But then you see what I'm really dealing with her. And I gotta be honest, bro. It'll leave you fucking breathless. You'll have a judgment of how you would deal with it, but it's not your daughter. And you don't have the same understanding that I have, that she's, you know what I mean, projecting what she's seen, and that she's hurt, and that she's, you know what I mean, she's just a child. But you can hear her, you know what I mean, pushing it. She's pushing any human being to the brink of fucking destruction. She's pushing me. She's standing on top of me while I'm sitting here asking her to leave me alone. Get out of my face. She's telling me she's going to put her hands on my mouth to shut me up. It's all in that video, bro. It's all live. I'm not telling you anything that somebody might have not saw when it was running. I'm hiding shit, bro. I'm hiding her sickness that's hurting us. And I can't help her sickness, bro. I can't. But it's like, this is what's really fucked up, right? Is I spent all these years working on her sickness, bro. I had her in all that therapy, all of this shit, right? And then I start working on me and she gets all, you know what I mean? Now it's like, where's all my attention? Is what I feel really happened as I'm looking at this, bro. These are all attention-seeking habits, bro. And I understand that you didn't have my attention before. I was cold and I didn't give you attention. You lived in a little isolated world of your own. I get that. But now I'm all up in your face and you're treating me like shit all the time. Saying I'm still not giving you love and attention. I'm all up in your face, bro. We have no space apart from us. You know what I mean? And if I'm in your space, you're being a jerk to me. So I end up what? Leaving. You run my house, bro. I build a house for you to have. It's all for you. I don't want any of it. Just be nice to me, bro. I keep it clean. I give you food. I do whatever you say. I'm trying to be this mother that you want me to be, but it's just not good enough. And that's what she says. She throws all this hurtful shit at me. That's why you're going to die like Aunt Pat, all alone. No man's going to take care of you. That's why all your kids leave you. Just jam it, bro. Just jam it. Just make it better. And that's it. She wants me to hurt. She's saying hurtful things to hurt me. Why? Because she's hurt. By what? Old shit? She's hurt by the fact that I'm a better person. But she doesn't get to play victim to you know what I mean? The better person I am. Her pain doesn't have a voice anymore if I don't keep inflicting it. So she has to keep creating it, recreating this fucking, you know what I mean, this chaos so she can live in it. I don't want to live in it. It was terrible, bro. I don't even know what to do about it. I don't even want to see it. I lived it. I want to be ashamed of it and act like it didn't happen, like every time it does. Told you, dude. She went fucking crazy on her birthday and fucking cut her hair right in front of me, bro. Screamed at me that I don't see her as a man and cut her hair. And then a week later tried to make me buy her wigs. I do whatever she says, dude, to keep the fucking peace. Because I'm trying to make up for whatever this mother was before. I'm trying to be the best mother I can be now, but I don't know what that looks like. The fuck you want from me? You tell me to, you know what I mean? Whatever you say, but that's not helping either. She wants me to be this bad person so she can show everyone who I was. I guess is what happens. But I won't sink to that level, and she keeps trying to make it. She keeps trying to push me to this level, I guess, or something. But it's not there. And, you know, as I listen to this, it's like, no, I probably shouldn't have been whooping your ass. But I was taught to whoop kids' asses, because I got my ass whooped. So, yeah, I probably whooped your ass. But do I do it now? No. And is it wrong for me to tell you you make me want to whoop your fucking ass the way you're talking to me? But do I act in it? Am I allowed to feel that way? Am I allowed to tell you how you're making me feel? No, is what came in that video. And it's these moments you sit back and it's kind of an asshole thing. It's like, bro, you take that fucking attitude out in that world and they're going to fuck you up with that. You're going to get yours. You're going to get yours fucking around acting like that with people. You treat your mother like that, watch how the world treats you when you treat, you know what I mean? The people that are kindest to you. I'm all you have, bro. I'm all you have. And I try my hardest to be nice to you, bro. And it's not good enough because of some mistakes I made before. And that's what happened with the other two, bro. They don't want to accept a better mother. They want to hold on to this version of this old mother that they hate, rather than giving me a chance to be alive, to be their mother. They want to hold on to this old version of whoever the fuck that bitch was. I'm willing to hear the fact that you hurt, but you're not going to fucking sit there and make me hurt for it. That's not how this works, bro. And that's what they want, an eye for an eye. My children want it as much as you do, bro. They want people to hurt. They want they want me to hurt for what has happened to them. Don't I hurt enough? You watch me all day cry. You just listen to me that I've been crying for 2 days and you know, now that I'm laughing and I say I feel better, you want me to hurt more? No, but you're not a nice person. You're a terrible mother. And you're all these horrible things. You're not a good person. You're not getting any better. You're a shit. That's what she tells me in that video, bro. Tells the world, actually. If I had a job, it wouldn't make it better. If I had a house, it wouldn't make it better. I did have a job and a house, and she had everything she wanted in there. She was spoiled rotten. And now look at, she sees that woman is not good enough and a piece of shit. That woman wasn't good enough, so she definitely isn't going to accept this woman. There's so much of my life that's just in pieces. And I can't pretend like I know how to fix it. I just have to take it and try to do something with this life and not give up on it. everything is all fucking destroyed. And, you know, what got me here? Loving men. It goes back to the beginning. What if I never woke up? What if I just stayed asleep and just maintained? They would have had their, you know what I mean? She still, nothing would have been better. She hated her school. People were beating her up all the time. She hated her life then. This journey to, you know, be a better person has only made my life worse. The last time this happened, I told you I called my daughter, and my daughter kind of wanted to jump on my side and be like, yeah, she's a brat, she's this. And I was like, hold up. You treated me the same way, and it sparked all of that. You know what I mean? It's like, wait a minute, dude, she's doing exactly what you did to me, too, and your brother did to me. And I wasn't good enough, bro. I had to accept that with them, and I'm gonna have to accept that with her. And I guess I'm just gonna have to accept that with everyone, that my best is not good enough for you. So just leave me alone. I'm trying my best. I can't be any better than what I know, and I'm trying to be better. But it just isn't good enough for people. This literally is the best I can be right now. I don't know what she wants me to be, bro. Or anybody else. I'm just trying to be me. And not be angry. Not be hurtful. Not be hateful. Not be resentful. Not be afraid. Or insecure. I don't know if they'll ever accept me as just their mother, good enough. To just love me as just their mother. I wasn't good enough for my other kids. I'm really sucking at life. I wish I could tell you how I managed before, but I was sick. I just kept it all in, obviously. I just kept going, whatever it took, to make everyone else happy. But as you can see, nobody was really happy. No matter what I gave was never going to be enough, because they didn't want me. I don't know what she wants. She wants a TV mom, I guess. Something she saw on TV. Something she saw in someone else's home. Something that I never saw before. It's not to say she doesn't deserve it. It's just, I don't know what it is. And I can't just become that for you. I can't make up for whatever I was. I mean, I try. And there's those people that, you know what I mean, that just wish I was whatever I was, and there's those that, you know what I mean? I mean, no matter how it is, they just don't want to accept this. This is rejected everywhere. As I say that, I hear Mary Jane right now, and she seemed to understand when she said it, you know, you've come so far, and you're changing stuff, and you're a different person. Yeah, I'm trying, but it's not happening fast enough. And it's not good enough for other people. And then I gotta do a lot of self-care, and it's like, at least I started trying, and I didn't end up being the mother that she remembers. She's holding on to a memory, but at least I'm not that person. Whatever that person is that she's holding on to, at least I'm not that person. And all of this work equals not being that person that she hates so much, that hurt her so much. She may not see it, but thank God I'm not it. And I won't be it. And no matter what she does, it doesn't seem to come out. I'm sad for whatever it was. And whatever it is, all I can say is I was hurt, and I was being, you know what I mean? I was only being the mother that I saw my mother be, which is a terrible example if you think about it. But I've tried nothing but to be a good mother since the moment I woke up. I told you. That's all I'm ever really trying to do. I can't be good at anything else, but maybe I could just be a good mother. I think I'm being a good mother, but when she sits there and says all that, it's like, no, I suck at that too, huh? I look back and I wish my mom would have taught me, but she didn't know either. She didn't have one either. I wish there was a woman that would have taught me how. I didn't start to learn how to be a good parent until Mr. Tom taught me. And that's because he spent his whole life with children. He taught me how to deal with children. I couldn't be a good mother because I was trying to be a father. In essence, you'd say I was an amazing father, but a terrible mother. I was a great provider, great protector, a disciplinary, you know what I mean? But I also managed to keep the house clean and be a woman too. Sort of. Whatever, you know, there's parts of me that were stronger than I am. Parts of me that I wish I knew. Lots of parts of me I wish I knew. I don't know if I want to share that video, guys. I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed that I can't control my family. I'm ashamed of it all, to be honest. I'm ashamed of how helpless I've become. Give me a second. the more work I do on me, the more it just... It's just never enough. This too shall pass, but I'll continue to fight these battles with her until I can figure out how to fight. But I'm fighting so many battles that this one I just let her win because I don't want to, there's no winning. Well, she ran away like she always does. Will she come back? I don't know. She was pretty ashamed of herself and she knew I caught it all on camera. Told her I'd tag her in it as I walked out the door, which only made everything worse. She wanted to humiliate me and shame me and make me feel bad, and she did all of that. But she humiliated herself and shamed herself and made herself feel bad too. It was really ugly. It was painful. It's 3 days in a row, to be honest. Just did it 3 days in a row now. It's getting worse. I mean, what? Probably since I opened that fucking gate of hell. It's pushing all her shadows to the surface too. This isn't... You think it's just me? You think it's just you? Does she face them like I have to? Or she run from them? What'd she do? She ran. Where'd she go? I don't know. And that's what it is. You listen to that video I told her, and that's what she threatened to do it. She threatened to do it. I told her to walk the dog. It's just a fucking show. And that's what it is. She wants the control over it. She has the upper hand right now. In essence, you know what I mean? She gets to play the runaway. Oh, my mom's doing that. But she knows I have a video that shows that she was acting like a fucking fool. And she's afraid of that video coming out. Because then she can, you know what I mean? There's evidence of her behavior. She does this shit behind closed doors. She throws a rock and hides. She lies about what really happened. She tries to change the narrative. And it's all there. And she's afraid of it. Because if people saw that, they'd know that there's something, you know what I mean? That she's not a good person. And that was all what it was about. And she came out of nowhere to do it. She just literally just hung herself in the middle of my video. It just came out of nowhere, bro. I'm at the end of my video and she wants to tell everyone how I'm a bad person and she goes off the deep end. All she did was show people herself. And show how weak I am in my resolve. She showed them that I'm a weak-ass parent. That I'm passive. That I'm being bullied in my own house. She showed you guys that this is very unhealthy for me as I'm trying to heal. She showed herself as a perpetrator and not a victim. And I don't want you to have to see that side of my daughter, but can I hide that from the world? Can I hide who she truly is from the world? Can she? This is who you are behind closed doors is who you really are. And you don't just treat me like this. You treat my son. That's why when I pack up, I gotta take him, so you don't take it out on him. She would get in fights in school and shit like this. And the waterworks would come on, and she would, she'd act up. They'd call me because she did something. And she'd spend the whole time sitting there talking about how they pushed her to this limit. How she's justified in what she did because they made her feel this way. And she'd get away with it, bro. She'd get those school counselors in on that shit, bro. And then these fucking kids would really lay in. They'd put hands on her and shit. The police would come and shit. And she'd play this fucking, you know what I mean? She'd play this fiddle, bro. She's hurt. Don't get me wrong. She's very hurt. But she's manipulating that hurt out into the world. She's reliving it. She's replaying it with, you know what I mean, people. She's recreating it. Again, you can see in the video, like, I don't even know if I'm gonna, I've really got to be strong to upload that. But it's like, you can see how, literally, and she's accusing me of bipolar, how she literally had no reason to even say anything. She's standing next to me, taking a drink, and she's like, oh, you're a nice person. Is it nice to say that to your children? I said, what? And I was like, you really want to go in on this? You want to bring up yesterday right now? You want to bring this fight into my video right now? You want to be heard? And she goes, and then she won't stop. I was like, all right, you're heard, now stop. And she won't. And she won't. And I have to stop the video. I have to put on my clothes, and I have to leave the room. And we leave. I take a walk. That's it, what we're told. Remove yourself from the situation. I come back, and she's gone. And this is usually where I sit there, what am I going to do now? What about her safety? What if she never comes home? All my kids run away. Why does this always happen? I'm not really right there right now. Not after this one, I don't really. You keep thinking that the world out there is better, bro. Until you get out there and find out, you know what I mean? And that's it. You're going to let your pride take you down to what? Sex trafficking because your mom wasn't as good as you wanted her to be? You were too proud to be nice to your mom, so you'd rather rip and run the streets and play victim to this? You want to tell the world outside the streets and shit that I'm a terrible person when really you just have an attitude and you can't listen to your mother? You wouldn't walk the dog is where this one came from. This whole thing came from you didn't want to walk the dog after a school day. And in the middle of my video, you hear her tell me to fucking give the dog water. You've been here all day. Why can't you give the dog water? Why can't you get up? Why do I have to stop my video to give her water? Give her some water. In the middle of my video, she literally does this shit. And then it gets worse. Because she's not, you know what I mean? No eyes on her. This is terrible. This is a big problem. Is it always a problem? No. Why is it coming up right now? Full moon? Give her a period, it'll really come in. And her period's coming right after mine. So yeah, there's all these mixtures of it, but it's just this perfect fucking storm that I don't have control over. And I stand in front of the altar, in front of the gods, and in front of my peers, and I admit to you, I stand here naked on the cross telling you I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best, guys. I'm trying to be a good mother. I'm trying to be a good priestess. I'm trying to get my life back together. I'm trying to find a way. A new way, bro. I'm trying, guys. I wish I could give up, but it's not an option. I wish I could give up. Think about that, you know. These I want to die moments come with this lifestyle. Not so much spirituality, but just this much trauma. I just want to give up, God. I just want to die. I don't want to live another day, God. I think you'd put me in hell for that, for feeling that way, for not being strong enough, for feeling so weak that I can't do it anymore, God. I think you'd put me in hell for that thought. And it's not what keeps me going, and I wouldn't. But as I said, you gotta find a way to keep living. I have to do that every day. I have to be my own light. I have to become the light, because otherwise I'll drown in this darkness. I'll drown in the oblivion of my mind and my reality and my past. I can't see a future if I just stay in what it is. There's no future the way things are. I wish it was as easy as, you know what I mean, just hiding behind a job and some material stuff if I, you know, but it's not. That's masking some serious problems. What's wrong with her is the childhood I gave her, being married to, you know what I mean, staying with her father. She witnessed this behaviors and she reenacts them. And that's what I said in that video, you know what I mean? She saw what her dad would do to control me, so she uses those same control behaviors on me. And unfortunately, it works. I submit. I'm not really a fighter. I'm not really... There's nothing to fight here. I'm not gonna fight you. Whatever you say. You want the house? You want what? Whatever you want, bro. Just leave me alone. To say that I'm not submissive or passive is a lie, because I wouldn't have made it through my, you know, through domestic violence without that. That's what kept me in there, is being passive and submissive. Just taking it. It's a battle, for sure. There's a battle to be had with me and my daughter, but when I'm battling everything else, I don't want to have that battle. One day I'll have to stand up to her, but not today. I mean, I kinda did, but not really. And that's it, these behaviors, you know what I mean? How many times has she done this? I mean, seriously though. Troubled teens, right? They call... Yeah. But as you can see, dude, the trouble was in the home that I had before we started. That's where all this is coming from. From that home that we lived in. That's where it's coming from. It's no wonder that God made us leave that home. We would have stayed in our sickness. Everything in that home was a memory to our pain and suffering. That whole home was created on our pain and suffering. I got that home after homelessness. I cried to, you know what I mean? After pain and suffering. Built every brick of it out of tears and hard work. Pain and suffering. And then I locked us in there. And I built us a tower and locked us in there with our pain. In hopes that nobody would ever hurt us again. And we just stay in here hurting. Can't really run from the pain, it still comes up. And as she showed, and I show, it can come from anywhere. Just a trigger. All I said was I was a nice person. And that triggered the shit out of her into her memories of no the fuck you aren't. And I'm gonna tell everybody how you aren't. And I'm gonna relive these memories right here, right now with you. She showed you what I was explaining in those videos happens. What you saw me go through the last 2 days, she showed you in one video. I don't know. I'm not prepared for it. I'm not prepared to show that part of my family to you. I'm not prepared to show you that our struggles and our challenges. I'm not prepared to show you our wounds like that. But you can see we're very wounded in that video. You can see that we've got a lot going on between us. And that this might not be the perfect, you know what I mean, situation for a man right now. We're still very wounded by by their father. And the life that we had, and then what I tried to do to recover from it. It's just been a pain fest, bro. And that's exactly what she said to me. Just make sure he's not an asshole. We don't want to relive that. We barely lived through it, and the damage was really bad. What did I do? I just tried to give them a father, bro. My other kids hated me for leaving their father, so I did everything to stay with this guy. And I would just let him treat me any kind of way and let everything happen, and they would see it. And I was doing it for them, but all I did was destroy me and them by keeping him in our house. After that, I spent years of therapy on them, and even all their therapists, people would ask me, "What about you? Are you okay?" No, don't worry about me. I just gotta worry about them, dude. I just want my kids to be okay. I'm okay. I'll be okay. And then I wasn't okay, and it really became about me. My therapy became serious now. I needed help now. I needed more help than they ever needed by that point. I'd been denying myself help all these years, and I needed it. And so that's where it is then I started my therapy. But I guess in starting my therapy, perhaps I neglected theirs. Well, I mean, I guess I did, because we didn't really have therapy anymore. That was part of the home. They had lots of therapy. They had school therapy, they had their own individual therapist, and they had one that visited the school. We had lots of therapy going on. I wanted them to be, to be emotionally sane and not traumatized from what we had been through, because it was traumatizing. I was fully aware of what we had escaped, and I didn't want that to fuck up their brains. But it did. She learned all these techniques and tools. She learned how to, she learned all of it. But she also learned, like most kids do. When you put them in therapy, they learn that the attention is on them now. That they're special. They get a special treatment through this. She tapped into that too. So then became a lot of those, She knew if she would say things like suicidal things, that she would get all that attention. So she would say stuff like that at school. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to kill myself. And then we'd have to sit down, and then everybody is giving her attention. When she says certain words, she knows she's got everybody's attention. And then it was all of this, and then it becomes this big thing, and now it's all about her, and she's, everybody's worried about her, and she's getting special treatment. You know what I mean? They're giving her little breaks at school, and they're giving her timeouts, and they're giving her extra attention, checking on her. Hey, how you doing today? And she liked all of that. So she kind of learned how to play the system a bit. She understands that, that this calls for a certain level of sympathy and love and affection. She kind of tapped into that shit. So that's what this is. You know what I mean? This extra. Feel sorry for me. And that's what it is. It's like, she realized that what it feels, the attention that comes from people pitying you. And so now she feeds off of that attention. And that's just it. She wasn't getting no attention. And I haven't been. I've not given her attention for 2 days because she just keeps giving me attitude, so I just keep ignoring her. I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, my attention to you, you're just feeding off of it, and you're giving me shit back. So... no, we're not put together. I'm trying to hold it together. I'm trying to build us better than we were, so, I don't think we were ever, solid. I'm trying to build us a solid foundation off of nothing. Start fresh, and that's what I said, is, like, this adventure gave me a chance to get close to my kids, spend time with my kids. We were always together. I got to learn them. I got to talk with them. We got to spend, we were in each other's face all the time. And that's what I was telling her. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm here. I live here. I don't go anywhere. There's not a separate space I go. I've been with you all this time. Stop acting like I'm not with you. You know what I mean? All of that. So, a lot of it was coming up. I'm not mad that it came up. I'm just like, wow. I wish it didn't, but it's it's there, and we have to just keep dealing with it. And that was the last card. That's what I said, is you know, to be a true alchemist, you have to you can't keep implementing these techniques on a daily basis. And it's like, we're going to have to keep reliving this until it doesn't hurt anymore, until this doesn't happen. It's like, why do we got to keep revisiting this until it doesn't bother us anymore, until this isn't happening? We're going to have to keep digging at this fucking, you know, until we get to the bottom of it. But there's no bottom sometimes. You can only dig yourself so far, and then you've just got to step back, and I'll get back to it another day. I can't go any further. We've gone as far as we can. We've hit a roadblock. And that's that agree to disagree. We can't come to an agreement here. There's no truce here. We must part. We must leave this as it is and walk away from it. No good can come from this. It's a truce. Nobody's backing down. There's no good that's coming from this. And that's where I back down. I have to be the bigger person. I have to walk away. I'm the adult. I can't expect her to back down. If she's not going to back down, I'm going to back down. Just because I'm bigger doesn't mean she has to submit to me. Somebody has to submit to this. And that's where it is. It's like, I have to walk away from this. But in doing that, it's like I'm powerless to it, but this is the only power I had, was to stop it. This is the only power I could take to stop this situation, is to walk away from it. So that's where I am. And in essence, that's all I told her to do. Walk the dog. Walk this off. She didn't want to. Now where is she? Out walking it off. You could have just implemented this when this happened, instead of letting it become this big. But during that time, she couldn't control herself. And that's it. You're like, it doesn't matter if you're dealing with an adult or child. This is the way you got to handle it. And when it gets to that point, these are the ways. And that's tried and tested methods. It's like, well, it's not working. Well, I mean, what are the options here? We're going to keep working this and try to, you know, make this work. What are my options? I've got to keep trying. I can't shut down. I can't get rid of her. I can't run from her. I can't, you know what I mean? I've got to figure out how to make this family work. And it does, until your hurt feelings come up and you want to fucking destroy our family with them. That's kind of how it works. Are you entitled to those hurt feelings? Yeah, but you don't have to destroy us by, you know, your destroyed feelings. And that's where it is. It's like, you know, I can say her, but that goes back to me. I can't destroy people because I'm hurt. That doesn't give me the right to be, you know what I mean? I can sit here and tell you all these horrible things that have happened to me, and I can walk around as a total cunt and treating people like shit because of my childhood, but it's not really acceptable. Maybe justifiable to the right person, but it's not acceptable. I can justify this, but it shouldn't be acceptable. That's kind of where it is. And I'm burnt, bro. I'm burnt. I had my own dark night of the soul, and then we had this. I don't even know what to do. Like I said, this is one of those ones, like, I don't want to show you, but at the same time, like, this is evolutionary kind of shit that people can look into and see. Like, it's not reality TV, it's just real. And people need to see real. They need to see what really happens when you're just trying to, you know what I mean? Enough of this fake TV, bro. These fake households. These fake images of, you know what I mean? That we're a happy family and everything is perfect all the time. It's not, bro. We're a struggling family. And we have some really good times, but when it gets hard, it gets ugly. Because our feelings are really hurt, and when we put our feelings into it, it turns into a big fat mess. Luckily, my son, he just backs up and usually giggles. You know what I mean? He doesn't really he doesn't feed the fire, but this shit goes into flames. I like to paint a joke of, you know, Jonah Ark and Lilith go to town in here. Because that's really, you know, her fucking, it's her spirit versus mine. It's like, who's going to win this fight against, you know, bad versus evil? Whose sword is bigger in this? Who was the darker goddess in time? You want to do this? You really want to do this? Fine, you win. You're the better one. It's that moment at the very end of Endgames. He's like, we know who's in charge here. I'm in charge. Yeah, you're in charge. Whatever you say. Nobody has to knife each other. You're in charge. Drive the boat. Whatever you say, Captain. In the essence, I know who I am. I'm the adult. But just, controlling them doesn't make... Just because I'm the adult doesn't mean I have to be fully in control of this situation. And not all situations are controllable. Just let them be. It was not a good situation. And you want to have control over it, but I can't control your feelings. And obviously, neither can you right now. All I can control is my own feelings. And I don't like how you're making me feel, so I'm out of here. Fight or flight, bro. She wants to fight. I'm out of here. I'm gonna fight. I'm really more of a runner, bro. I'll fight for her as much as I can, but otherwise I'm out of there, bro. I'm gonna take my tail between my legs and go somewhere else with my bullshit. I'm not gonna fight you for forever. Really? I'm having a rough night. I'm gonna have a cigarette and see if I don't know what to do. I really don't care. I'm tired of this. I've done this enough. She usually comes back, so I'm not really worried. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna have an early night. I gotta get my car fixed tomorrow. It's gonna take all day. I don't know. And if I don't share it, then you understand why. Just trying to protect my daughter from, humiliation. But at the same time, I'm trying to be honest. I don't want to hide the truth. Maybe sugarcoat it a little bit is what I'm doing, but it's because I want to preserve her image. I don't want you to see her like that. I don't want to see her like that. That's not who she truly is. That's a hurt part of her that truly comes out when she's hurt. But she's really a great person. I don't really want you to see that part of her and judge her that that's who she is. Like, you guys do me. You see a bad side of me and you think that's the only side to me. No, bro. But that's a real side, dude. And that's it. It's like, she's hurt. She's had a fucked up childhood, bro. How could she not? When you're listening to my stories. She was there with my stories. They witnessed what I'm barely telling you I saw. They lived through it while I'm just barely catching a glimpse of it. I'm sad for them. And again, why did I do that to them? Why did I do that to myself? I was just trying to be a better mother, bro. My other kids hated me for leaving their father. So I was just trying to keep a father around. Again, no, he wasn't a father or a husband or anything. But my mindset was, just keep a whole family. I didn't realize this wasn't a family. I was just trying to do what was right, bro. And again, he would do that too as he was leaving the house. He'd look back at the kids. Your mom's making me leave. It's your mom's fault. She's doing this again. He would blame me for ruining the house, for breaking up the house, for making him leave, for asking him to leave, or calling the police, or any of that, for needing help. I didn't want to... I just try, guys. I'm trying. They love their dad, so I did whatever it took to keep him around, bro. And I ruined our lives doing it, bro. And so when I asked them, when we were in Oklahoma, and he asked me if he could see them, and I asked them if they want to see him, and she tells me no. I'm finally free, bro. I'm finally free. I don't have to face him anymore just for you. I did it for them, bro. On her birthday when he called. She wanted to see him. I want nothing to do with you, bro. You're such a horrible person. But your daughter wants to, and I'm willing to break this restraining order, this custody order, my fucking pride. I'm literally going to meet you, pay for you to take your daughter out roller skating. I'm going to pay for this whole thing just so she can have a good memory on my, you know, on my pocket. Hold on a second. Nothing important. But when she said she didn't want him anymore, I was finally free from all of that. I didn't want him, but I'd do anything for my kids. I'd put my happiness, my pride, my everything, my safety, anything to make them happy. I kept him around because I thought that made them happy, even though it didn't make me happy. And that's where this happened to us. All I did was destroy us by keeping him around. Trying to keep them happy, you know what I mean, was the worst thing I could have done. I was trying to be a better mother than I was. I was trying to, you know, I was trying to make up for the mistake I did in my first marriage, trying to, you know, fix this. But it didn't work. I did the same thing with the other ones, though. I wasn't happy with their father. I just stayed with them to, you know what I mean, to keep a happy family. They hated me for leaving him, but he beat me, and he cheated on me, and he did drugs, and he would abandon me. And I didn't like how he treated me, so I wanted to be free, and they... Because I just wanted to be free from that. Oh no. So I mean, as I said in my marriages, you know, I said it's like they lasted as long as I could last. As long as I could stick it out, but I couldn't stick it out for too long. I mean, I did, years after years, but eventually I couldn't. So those were my marriages. And when you think about marrying again, I'm terrified. I'm terrified of what I lived and what I lost. And what I did to my family just by, you know what I mean? Loving a man, being loyal to a man, being committed to a man. I destroyed my children's lives, all 4 of them, separately, by loving their fathers to not even another man. Not even another man, just loving their fathers destroyed their lives. You can see why I'm running from this, from repeating this again. This has been one of the... I literally had just came out of the Dark Night of the Soul in that video, only to go right back into it. As much as I'd like to show it, I can't. I mean, I'd like to show the truth of how things are and how it works when these feelings come up and what it looks like, but not my daughters. I'm not Kanye. I'm not Kim. I'm not putting my kids out there like that. I'm trying not to. It's bad enough you've got to see my pain and suffering. I don't think you need to see theirs, not unless they want to share it with you. But, you know, their pain and suffering is a result of mine. Me keeping myself in pain and suffering created a life of pain and suffering for them. If I would have cared more about my own happiness, they would have been safer. They wouldn't have suffered so much if I would have cared more about myself. In the essence, all I cared about was them, but if I would have cared more about myself, they would have had better lives. I guess I kind of see that, you know, I reflect that back at Bobby. Bobby says he stays with his wife for the children, and that's all that matters, and I feel that pain of, like, that's not the way to live life, bro. I'm not going to be happy with this decision, and neither will you. Trying to keep the peace, trying to keep a home, because you don't want to be a statistic. You're actually becoming a whole different type of statistic doing this. He asked me. He blamed me. He couldn't. He attacked me with it. He said, I don't know how you could have left your oldest children. I left my oldest children with their father because my in-laws convinced me that they would be safer, and they had to leave them there while I figured myself out. I believed it was the right thing to do against all my better judgment, and how hard it felt to leave my children. It was the hardest thing I had to do, was to leave them there and realize I couldn't provide for them, and trust that they would be okay, and that I could come back and get them, and that we would be a happy family if I could just figure this out. I didn't figure it out. I didn't figure out how to become a man and provide them a good home. That's what I tried to do, Let me go out and build a home, and I'll come back and get you. Oh God, she's back. I will end the video here, and I'll catch up with you guys later. I'm trying. I hope you're trying too.